Hi there. Okay, before I get into anything else, I'm going to recommend two places that I ate at. One is the Korean Grill on Hancock Street, Busan style. It's right across from the Granite Bank, or whatever they call it now, or near where Tom McCann used to be in Child World. Look it up. You can figure it out. Very small place. Been wanting to try it for years. Had pork chops. Amazing. Just plump and moist and just cooked perfectly. Perfectly. The other is a place down the street from there called Pastryland. Now that's closer to where Coleman Sporting Goods used to be, but across the street. Walk the sidewalk, you'll figure it out. But got this like chocolate. For Karen, I got this chocolate swirly coffee cake kind of thing, chocolate, and I got myself a pistachio nut muffin because that was one of my favorites. But then I also sat down and had an espresso because I've been wanting one for days. I don't know why. It was so good. The place is good. Not only that, they're both clean. See, that's a big thing. They're both clean. So it's Pastryland and the Korean Grill on Hancock Street. They're on the same site as God. I can't even think of anything on that side of the street anymore. That was the only things that were there 20, 30 years ago. Woolworths used to be on that side. Oh my God, that department store. I can't remember the name. The lady was an actress, and I don't know. Anyway, that's where they are. You can find it up. You can figure it out. But I'm telling you, the pork chops are amazing. The I haven't eaten my pistachio muffin yet, but I'm going to take a bite in a minute. But the espresso, just so good, just so good. Support your local people. Seriously, the 99 and what's the other places? TGA, whatever is all these chain places. All food tastes the same. Support your local businesses, okay? Now, I haven't walked the square in years. Years. There's like one restaurant bar at the end of the corner at School Street that's probably had 5 names. Liberty Tavern now, but probably had 5 names since the last time I walked the square. The last time I walked, Coleman's might have still been open the last time. I was thinking I had bought a chair. Well, at this little furniture store. Kincaid's Furniture used to be there. But there was all these other little stores interspersed on the other side of the street. They're all gone now, of course. One of them was in the corner of Revere. It's a little store, not 15 feet wide. And the guy just sold recliners and coffee tables. I couldn't tell you the name of the place. But, it's too bad all these places just disappear and fade away. Of course, I think Kincaid's caught fire. And then they did the building over, and that's where that movie theater used to be for years up there in Pier 1, I think. And now it's condos, of course. But, does people remember Sawyer's campus shop, a store? Quincy Records. They're one of the first stores around, the places around that were rented videos. And I remember I rented these old Batman serials from the 30s, 40s maybe, where Batman actually carried a gun. I had seen these as a kid at the movie theater, not in the 40s, because again, I'm not that old, but I had seen them in the 60s. And I used to tell people about them, they thought I was crazy. Like when I would tell people there was a movie called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And then Pia Zadora grew up and everybody heard of the movie. But I remember one time I told some people about it back in the 70s and they thought I was nuts. We were driving by the Cameo Theater in Weymouth and I look up at the marquee and it says Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And somebody in the car said, "How much did you pay them to put that up there?" Crazy movie. Movie I saw when I was a kid. But yeah, so Pastryland, Korean Grill. Tell them Mr. Constable sent you, and Big Farmer Bill. Because we all know I have several personalities, right? I don't know. Has this camera been pointing up at the ceiling? I never pay attention to it. Can't find my selfie stick. I have two of them. I can't find either one right now. I have no idea. As usual, I put in congratulations to the daughter upon the graduation. Now let me tell you what happened. I was trying to walk to the front to get to the stage to see her walk across. I paused for a second. I was pretty tired. My left hip has been bothering me lately for some reason. Because why not? Let's break something else in the body. And then I hear this guy behind me yelling at me. Hey buddy, get out of the way. I turn around and his finger is like inches from my face. And he's holding a camera up to my face, telling me to get out of the way. I said, oh, okay, so I turn and walk away. I stop for a second to catch my breath, try to look for his seat. He yells at me again because I guess I wasn't moving fast enough. So he turned around and I look and they're all sitting they all seem to be together. One thing I know is expensive clothing and jewelry. They were all wearing them. Modestly, but they were wearing them. So I said to the guy, listen, I'm trying to talk and he's still yelling at me and pointing his finger in my face. And then this woman gets up and starts yelling at me and insulting me, telling me, we have these seats, we do this. I was like, I don't care. I'm trying to stop talking to me. I should walk away again. And she starts yelling it again. I said, I am moving. She said, where? I said, mind your own business. So I walked away, got down to the end of the aisle. She said something again. So I turned around and yelled as loud as I could, sorry, got cancer. You know, I try to be a good person. I try to ignore some of the shit that goes on around. But why, in God's name, does this repeatedly happen to me in my life while I'm minding my own business? When they first started giving out the COVID shots, the closest or newest appointment I could get was at the Reggie Lewis Center. I get there, get my shot, get interviewed by Sarah Conji, and then on the way back in the orange line, a guy threatens me with a razor. And then a cop starts to pull a gun on me. Now, the first time that's happened, MBTA cop, I'm not sure if they're really cops or not, but I'm telling her, what are you threatening me for? When the guys talk to the guy, she goes, where? Because he's right over there. So she hustles on down, talking to him, and I end up talking to a guy. I looked at him for 2 minutes. I goes, is this your first or second day on the job? He goes, it's my first week. I said, okay. Because I noticed when he took out his notebook and took out his pen, he didn't have the pen clicked. And I just pointed at it. I could tell you numerous times that, like, this stuff, minding my own business. And something happens. Oh, they were yelling at me, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. That's one of the things they were yelling at. And as I looked around, I realized nobody was going to help me. I'm weak most of the time, tired most of the time, and honestly could probably not defend myself against a 3-year-old. And while there were about 400 cops in the area, I looked around because I was going to call for one. I was being threatened, and there wasn't one in sight, of course. As I turned around later on and walked back up, I saw, well, they were all standing in one spot, all congregated. And you know, it's funny, I always crack up when I see a cop with his hands in his pocket. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to forget about it. I'm going to forget about all the shit. I just learned now from watching one of my farming shows that I did not know this. Corn is competitive. I've grown a little bit before, but I've never really got it to mature. But apparently, when it's beside itself, it competes with the other plants. So I decided I'm going to get some seed. I'm going to try it again, but I'm going to plant one at a time separately. I just threw out a whole bunch of pots that were just taking up space. So I don't want to buy new ones, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do now. My marigolds are growing like crazy. My one lone tomato is getting huge. But now I've got all kinds of stuff that's popping up that I planted a while back, and I have no idea what it is. I did buy a bigger tomato plant the other day because Walmart was actually selling them for half price they usually are, so why not? There's something starting to pop up on my peppers and my squash. So who knows? We'll see what happens. All right, the motorcycles are out. Rumble, rumble. Okay, bye-bye.